Okay, welcome to another video, and we are back with another Ubuntu 20.10 beta, and today we're going to focus on Ubuntu MATE. So we're in the live environment right now, and the ISO size for this one was around about 2.5 GB. Before I get going with the installer, I just want to shout out one of the main people behind this distro, Martin Wimpress, who has a cool YouTube channel that you might want to check out, so I'll link it in the description below. Let's go. Right, so English UK is the layout, and let's just make sure the keyboard is doing what it's told. It is indeed. So we're going to do the exact same installation that I did for the other two Ubuntu videos so far, which is the normal installation and install third-party software. So it's scanning the disks now. If you've watched the Ubuntu Budgie video, I'm going to be using the exact same drive that we used in that video. However, I've formatted it and removed the partitions, so we should be good to go. So it's recognised that we've already got an existing Groovy Gorilla install, so we're going to go just below it, erase disk, and install Ubuntu MATE. And we're going to do it on this Brent drive here. So again, very simple partition layout of one EFI, and then the rest is all assigned to your root, and it uses the ext4 file system. Now it will probably also create a swap file for us as well. Okay, London is close enough. Okay, user account time. So you might notice I'm making a concerted effort to say MATE for everyone that gets annoyed at me for saying mate. So my compromise is going to be, for referring to it by its correct name of MATE, I'm calling my computer mate. There we go, best of both worlds. And as per usual, we're going to log in automatically. So I've noticed that we also have the option to use Active Directory that is present in the standard Ubuntu 20.10. But I don't remember seeing it on the Ubuntu Budgie when we did the video. I might need to go back and double check that. But with that being said, as soon as I press continue, I'll be starting my stopwatch, and we can see how long this takes to install. So I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, we are all installed, and that one clocked in at around about 2 minutes and 58 seconds. So what we're going to do is reboot and check out our freshly installed Ubuntu MATE desktop. Okay, and here we are. So first things first, what we're going to do is install this update and be back in just a moment. Okay, so we're all up to date and good to go. So what I quickly did after the update had completed is installed HTOP, done a quick reboot, so we can see how much RAM we are using on a fresh reboot, on a fresh install, before we make any changes. And as you can see there, we're using a little over 700 at 705, and of course we have a 2 GB SOP file. So with that out of the way, let's jump into the welcome screen and have a little look around. So we have a few steps. We've got the introduction, which will basically introduce you to Ubuntu and the MATE desktop as a whole, as well as some objectives, and a little bit of information about the open source initiative. So just below that we have the features. Pre-configured yet flexible, and it is, isn't it? I just remembered that there's quite a few different desktop layouts that we can do within MATE. I kind of don't give it the love it deserves, really. I always enjoy MATE when I use it, but then I never come back to it. So getting started. So we've already done the updates and extras, but we can also go into drivers, language and input, and optional tasks. So let's see what's in the optional tasks here. Okay, so it's letting you know that you can configure your backup with Deja Dup, which of course is your backup tool, and one that I actually use on my own personal machines because it allows for backing up over network shares, which I find very handy. And then, as we just said that, there is network shares, your firewall, and also configure your users. And then just below that, we have a couple of links to the community and chat room. And then just below that, we have software. So MATE has its own little software boutique here, although it's having trouble finding anything at the moment. We won't worry about that for now, though. We then have get involved, shop, and donate. And then we have three options here of browser selection, color selection, and desktop layout. So let's check out browser selection. Okay, this is pretty cool. So if you wanted an additional web browser as opposed to Firefox, or if you wanted to remove Firefox, you could press that little trash can there, and then install an optional Google Chrome, Chromium, which will be the Snap package, Vivaldi, Opera, or Brave. Okay, that's pretty cool. And so they've covered most of the bases there of what are commonly used web browsers. So let's test out an installation with Google Chrome. So you get your little updating cache here, and it's going to grab the deb for the Chrome stable. We should be able to see the details. There we go. So I'm going to pause the video here while this is complete, and we'll be back in just a moment. Okay, we are done, and that took no time at all. And you can also set it as your default all from within this welcome screen there. So that's very handy. Let's see if it's in our internet category yet. So it's not yet in our application launcher. We'll give it a bit of time, or it might take a log out and log back in, but at the moment it's not appearing just yet. But anyway, let's keep moving. So underneath that we have color selection. Okay, cool. So there's quite a lot of different colors here that we can choose from. So we have default, which is of course the green. Oh, that's nice as well. So when you scroll over it with your mouse, it gives you a little preview of what it's going to look like. Nice. Let's test out some colors then. So we've got the blue, the orange. Let's try the blue. So it's going to go ahead and grab the packages. It doesn't have them included out of the box, which is probably pretty handy because unless you're going to use them, it's a bit of bloat that you might not need. So you get a notification letting you know it's complete, and it even changes your wallpaper. Look at that. So our little accent colours, like for our control buttons on the title bar there, are now blue. Well, one of them is blue. Our scroll bar is blue. Our folder are blue, as well as our accent colours to the left in our files manager, which is Kaja, I do believe. And of course in our brisk menu now we also have the accent colour of blue when we're selecting. Very nice. Okay, let's try one more, maybe two more colours, and then we'll check some other things out. Orange, I think that might be a bit too funky for me. Let's give it a go. Again, it's going to go and grab the packages for you. And it should be done. There we go. Again, you get your little notification and it's applied it. Yeah, I'm not too sure about the orange. That might just be a little bit too funky for me. Let's open up our Kajar again. Okay, it doesn't look too bad in the files manager there. I think it's just the colour of the wallpaper that puts me off ever so slightly. Okay, let's try one that I definitely won't like. Let's go for yellow. Yellow will be far too funky for me, I think. I'm not really a yellow kind of guy. Right, here we go. Moment of truth. Wow. Yeah, that's it's definitely yellow. And it also changes your icon, menu icon is yellow as well. Okay, yeah, I'm not a fan. But that's just me. I'm not really a yellow kind of guy. But the blue I really do like. So let's go back to the blue. Perfect. Now scrolling back down, we have your current theme is ambient mate, light or dark. So every theme comes in one of 3 variants. So this is cool as well. So we can configure our sort of light or dark theming all within the welcome package as well. So let's give this a go. So we want to try ambient dark. Brilliant, so that's changed it very quickly. We didn't need to close any applications and then reopen them for the window to be painted with the new theming there. And the dark with the blue there looks really nice, doesn't it? Now let's try the radiant. Again, very quick, no waiting around, and then back to ambient. Okay, cool, that's very nice indeed. And of course we can jump straight back into the appearance package all from within here, where it's going to have a few extra themes that we can choose from as well. So we've got new mix out of the box, that's pretty cool. Traditional, okay. Green submarine, so a fair few themes installed out of the box. Now if we jump into customize, we can see our icons. So again, we've got the colours that we've just downloaded, but only the ones that we've downloaded, none of the extras. We've got the humanity icons, Mate, Menta, new mix, and then some of the radiant ones there as well. Okay, that's really cool. Right, let's get out of that then, and let's get out of this section, and then my favourite section will be the desktop layout. So if I remember rightly, they even have a Unity layout. There we go, Mutiny. So let's go to show more. Let's minimize this for the moment. So we have familiar, which is the default that we're currently on, which of course is your 2-panel layout with your running windows at the bottom here, which you can just click and show and minimize and all of that good stuff. With a show desktop button, then our workspace switcher, which is left to right, and our little recycle and bin trash can there. And then to the top we have the brisk menu by default. I believe that is the brisk menu. Let me just double check. It is indeed. And then one quick launch for Firefox, and then we have all of our indicator applets there, etc. Now I do believe all of the new indicators have been switched over to Ayatana Indicators for the newest version of Ubuntu MATE. So let's test out some of these different layouts then. Starting with my favourite of all, which is going to be the Mutiny layout. Nice, I like it already. So it appears that we even have a global menu at the top. Brilliant. So let's test that out of Kaja. So we have full support for our files manager with the global menu. And if we full screen it, these buttons here should slot right into that little gap there. Brilliant. Look at that. Okay. Can we double click to restore? No. So we'll have to press that button there. Okay, that's fine. So let's see what our application launcher is now. So we've got the full screen application launcher, which of course you can search for. Hit enter and then open your application like so, and that should be bind to our left super key. Perfect, it is indeed. Okay, very nice. Okay, I'm liking this already. I think what we'll do once we've gone through the rest of the layouts is we'll leave it on this Mutiny layout. Brilliant. So of course we have all of our categories as well. Very nice. Okay, let's check out some of the others. I always get very enamoured with sort of Unity layouts. We'll go through our control center in a moment. Okay, so Redmond's going to be sort of a traditional Windowsy kind of vibe with just a single sort of panel at the bottom. Let's check that out. There we go. So you should feel a bit at home if you're more used to the Windows kind of layout. And now it's switched our menu to the Mate menu, I do believe. Let's just double check. There we go. We have the advanced Mate menu. And again, we have a couple of quick launches here and then our running applications. And then it's got some mounted volumes here. Well, not mounted. They shouldn't be mounted anyway. Yeah, not mounted. Cool. And then obviously a notification area, etc. And you've got your desktop icon as well. Perfect. Now let's check out what are the others. So we've got Cupertino. So Cupertino is going to be your Mac kind of layout. So they've got you pretty much covered here for whatever your sort of workflow is. So Cupertino is going to be your panel at the top with a global menu and a plank at the bottom. Let's have a look. There we go. Do we also have the global menu? Let's open up our files manager. We do indeed. So anyone who might notice the plank icon on your dock there, and if it really bugs you, because it does me, you can download dconf editor and you can go through it there and you can actually remove that icon. You might not want to, it's just something that kind of just niggles me a little bit when I'm using plank. But other than that, all good. So let's full screen an application. So let's move the sort of title buttons to the left of our window. And for the most part, it feels pretty much like what a Mac OS does. Cool. So then we have traditional, which is like the old school Nomi kind of version. So you can have your drop down sort of application menu now of your categories as well as your places and your system. Nice. And we have one quick launch there, which is Firefox. Again, system tray area still at your top right. And your bottom still looks pretty standard as what it does in the familiar view. Now let's go into our contemporary. Okay, not too much change there. I know our menu is going to be different though, so we're back to the brisk menu. Is that all that's kind of changed there? It might have been. So modernised 2-panel layout featuring a searchable menu with global menus. So we do also have the global menu there as well. Okay, cool. So Netbook. So I think I've used Netbook before and I wasn't a huge fan, but I could see it working on a Netbook. So it gives you a lot of screen space there, and obviously on a Netbook you are limited with sort of real estate on your screen there. So I do believe these are now pinnable, so we can pin these applications to our launcher like so. So let's close this. And as you can see, it's still there, and we can just click that and it will open in its own pinned location. So let's unpin that now. Not too bad. And of course you can go into the properties of some of these panels and sort of configure the sizes to your own sort of liking. Okay, let's now go into, where's it gone? There it is. So last but not least is the Pantheon sort of layout, which again is going to sort of mirror the sort of elementary kind of feel, much like the Cupertino but without the global menu, and I think the buttons are still going to be on your right. Yeah, I think so. And of course we have our dock at the bottom still. Yep, so it's pretty similar to the Cupertino, just without the global menu and the moving of the buttons there. Okay, not too bad. And of course we have our dock at the bottom. Let's see what themes we have installed out of the box. So the default theme is Ubuntu MATE, and then we have some of the colour themes that we also chose to install there, as well as the default plank ones of transparent, matte and GTK plus default. Nice. Also, let's see if the dock's got auto hide when we're in this kind of view. No. Oh, it does have Windows dodge. Let's do it with the cadger there. There we go. So whenever a window gets a bit too close to our dock, it will then get out of our way. Nice. So I like it, but we're going to go straight to my favourite, of course, which is a Mutiny, to get that Unity kind of vibe going. Perfect. I love it. Okay, let's jump into our application launcher and see what programs we've got out of the box. I don't think there's been a huge change, although I know there's one change, which is the Webcam Viewer, and I've heard good things, so we're going to check it out. So of course, backups is Deja Dark Plank. Redshift will change the colour temperature of your screen to save your eyes, good at the evening time. Take screenshot will be the Mate screenshot tool. Let's keep moving. So pretty standard in accessories. So of course we have the software boutique. We have the welcome screen. We didn't have a lot of luck actually loading any applications in our software boutique though, did we? So it's stocking it. Again, we are in a beta, so certain things like that is to be expected. So let's close that for now and keep going. So that was administration. Now in graphics we have the document scanner, the Eye of Mate image viewer, Shotwell and Mate color selector. Google Chrome has now appeared, it's with us now as well. So your default web browser of course is Firefox and transmission for your torrents. So you have the full LibreOffice suite, and let's just see what LibreOffice Writer looks like in this view. And of course it's going to be the latest version of LibreOffice 7.0.1.2. I love it, look at that, perfect with your global menu and everything all working as it should. Perfect. I like it a lot. Okay, cool. Let's close that off now. So let's keep going in Office. I forgot that MATE uses my favourite email client of all, which is Evolution. Now I don't remember if it includes the Evolution EWS package. I'd be happy if it did. Let's have a look. Type in our password. I think it might. Brilliant. So it even includes Evolution EWS. Very nice. So that's in Office, and of course we have the Trill document viewer and the MATE dictionary. So in preferences it's mainly going to be your settings kind of stuff as well as your firewall. We have our GNOME disks there. Let's just make sure our disk is running at a reasonable speed. .9, that'll do. Okay, let's keep moving. So where's our control center? Let's have a look at the full system settings. Is that somewhere else? Maybe in system tools? Okay, that might be in system tools. Of course we have our power manager and then we have our windows. So you can also change the way it's going to sort of view application windows when you hover over it for selection, if I remember rightfully. And you can even change the title bar buttons here as well. Here we go. Select windows when the mouse moves over them. So I'm not a huge fan of this, but I can see certain people might like it. So if you press that, and then when you hover, I'll tell you what, easy way to know, in the top left it says Windows. When we move over to our Files Manager, it will change to the global menu for the Files Manager. There we go. And that's all without clicking, that's just a automatic. When it goes over it, it will then select that window. Not my favourite kind of workflow, but I understand why it might be someone's. So we have new windows, center windows, and enable windows tiling. So that should mean we should be able to drag and tile. Brilliant. Now I think the default shortcut will be super and your directionals. It is indeed. And we can restore it with the down. Nice. And we should be able to maximize with up. Brilliant. Very sane sort of keyboard shortcut defaults. Okay, let's keep moving. So is there anything else in preferences that I'm missing that is worth a check? No. Okay, so sound and video. Your default sort of media player for videos and movie files is Celluloid. And then for music, we are going to be using Rhythmbox. Now here's the new program that I've heard quite a bit about. So this replaces Cheese. And if this is as good as what people are saying, then I might have to start using it. What I usually do with Cheese is just remove it. But if this is good, then this might be the first time I've not had to remove the default sort of webcam program that's installed out of the box. Let's have a look. Okay, so we've got a full sort of screen capture there. Nice. We have some stop, configure sources. So if I had some other sort of video capture devices here, we could configure sources and add them to it. Nice, for a bit of picture-in-picture. Configure audio. Okay, we can split the channels. It's picked up the HDMI and the line out. We can take a photo and use the flash. Wow. Okay. Is that taking a screenshot? What's that done? Let's go into our pictures. Obviously we haven't got a camera plugged in, so we might be missing out a few features there, but yes, that's just taken a sort of blank screen there because of no camera, I suppose. So record video, configure effects. Okay, so we've even got some effects. And quite a lot by the looks of it. So we have ASCII art, aging. Let's have a look at that. There we go. We've got the old sort of crackle and pop effect. Black and white, cinema. Wow, there's quite a lot you can do in here just for a sort of a webcam program. This is really cool. Okay, let's test out a recording and how do we get that going? So let's do it in the normal view so I can see what sort of quality it looks like once you've recorded. So preferences, general options, plugins, so you can even get some additional plugins and updates. Right, let's go to record video. Okay, so these are the extensions to the formats that we can use on the left, and again there appears to be quite a lot that you can choose from here. Very cool. Let's see if we've got some MP4 on here. There we go. That's for the iPod. We've even got PSP sort of configured format for. It's just really cool. Okay, let's do a test little recording then. So if I press this button, and then we're going to set the save to be in videos, and then press save. So we're now recording, so let's just move some things around on our desktop for a moment and see how that works with the frame rate. Let's open up Writer. Oh god, what happened there? Let's do some little splitting. Right, let's go into our recording now and see how that's actually recorded. So if we open that back up and press stop. So let's open up our files manager again. Videos. So we've not got the preview thumbnail for it. Let's double click it and hopefully it's all good. No, so that's opened it up as a text file. How very strange. Let's try and open it with celluloid. Playback was terminated abnormally, unrecognised file format. Okay, perhaps it hasn't got the file format included out of the box. Let's try with a different format. I just want to see what the quality is like. Let's see. I do believe the default was on like WebM, wasn't it? Let's try it with this. This should work. Okay, now let's give it another go. So, test. So we are recording. Let's just move a few things around. Let's do a little split again. Now let's stop that recording, and that should work. We should definitely have anything we need to play that back out of the box. There we go. So it's loaded the thumbnail. Not bad, you know. Not too bad at all for WebM either. Okay, cool. I'm happy with that. That's a really cool little program there. I'm going to have to use that a bit more off camera and see what we can really do with that. Nice. I like it a lot. Okay, let's jump into a couple more programs just to check things out. Oh, we've missed a couple of sections, haven't we? So we have the GDB package installer for your .deb packages, so we could just grab a sort of, let's say, Discord, the .deb, and open it in there, and that'll install the package for you. In fact, let's go and grab Discord now. Also, if you want to join the Discord, there'll be a link in the description. Right, let's download the Discord app, and then we can show you how the .deb works. For those of you that might not have used that, I'm going to imagine most of you probably have though. And there we go. So we install the package. That'll grab everything it needs to install and run, and then you'll be good to go. Let's get in the dependencies. So that's now installed, done and dusted. Okay, is there anything else that I want to check out? Okay, so universal access, you have your screen recorder, your on-screen keyboard, which looks like so, and of course you can position that to be anywhere you want. And let's just exit that now. Now, you heard me not be a huge fan of Magnus in the Ubuntu Budgie video. I don't know if it's going to be any different on here. Let's have a look. So again, I'm just not a huge fan of it. I think there's better sort of screen magnifiers. Just feels a bit slow, but that's just a personal thing. Right, I think that's pretty much all I want to look at, except for, let's jump into the control center, I do believe it's called, on MATE. There we go. So here's where you can get to all of your settings now that we sort of had a little look at individually. So disks, additional drivers, etc. Software boutique, network proxy, and just everything. So all of your settings are now going to be included here. And it's got some common tasks on the left here, and they are change theme and set preferred applications. And let's just see what our preferred applications are. So it's got nothing for your instant messenger, but now it can have Discord. There we go. Multimedia, of course, will be celluloid for videos, music. So our default text editor is celluloid. Let's change that to Pluma. Okay, that all looks like it should be. Yep. And yeah, perfect. And of course, Orca is your screen reader. Nice. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to install a couple of packages, because we're going to edit this video on here. And we're going to do it the Ubuntu way. We're going to grab some snaps. I don't do it usually, but we are here. So let's go sudo snap install Kdenlive. Can you do 2 snap installs at once on the same line? Does it work like that? Let's have a look. Yeah, okay, cool. Right, I'm going to pause the video here and then we'll be back in a minute just to give a quick outro, but so far, really enjoying it. Okay, our snap packages have installed and we do have full global menu support for Arcade and Live, and I wonder if the GIMP also does as well. Let's have a look. So it'll take a few seconds to start up because it'll be the first time you're running that program, that snap, although that was quicker than what I thought it would be, to be fair. And here we are. So we also have the full global menu for GIMP as well. Perfect. So we can full screen that and get to work. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe and join the Discord. There's a link in the description. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.